everybody is wondering, why did the President of the United States did not honor his commitment of the 2 weeks deadline that was offered to the Iranian regime. Now, we have on our screens the satellite pictures, the commercial satellite pictures which have been supplied by our partners in the US, the Maxar technologies. You know, what is telling is that unusual activities were witnessed on 19th and on 20th of June, you know, days before today's attack at this Fordow nuclear facility. Remember, this facility has been the center of this entire conflict. Israel wanted US B-2 bombers, the bunker buster bombs, to go through this facility. Now, what is happening at this facility on June 19th? 16 trucks, and remember, we have been tracking this facility for past few days and weeks now. This is unusual. 16 trucks getting inside this underground facility. You know, this is the main entrance. This is the 2 tunnels through which these 16 trucks can be seen going into. And on 20th, Gaurav, on 20th, what is happening is you can see new equipments at this facility. Some of the vehicles have moved 1 kilometer away from this facility. Now, this on your screen, Gaurav, might have been the reason why US President Donald Trump had to change the deadline. Why 2 weeks were converted into 2 days? Because you can see these trucks, these vehicles moving away from the underground facility at Fordow. Probably the intelligence community in the US, the decision makers in that situation room, were not in a position to let these trucks continue with their movement, and that is why the orders were given for the B-2 bombers to bomb this nuclear facility, and that has what has happened. Because you know, this is very unusual. We have not seen this kind of activities at this underground facility. Probably a large movement hours before the attack. Remember, the intelligent grade satellite pictures would be much more frequent than the commercial grade, so they will know exactly where these are being moved. So if at all some movement was happening, rest assured that the US bombers would have targeted. And remember, 2 kind of assets, not just B-2 bombers, the Tomahawk cruise missiles. I want to show you another picture, Gaurav. This shows the posture of US military in that region. You know, in blue colors, you can see the permanent bases, the permanent military bases that the US has. But in this yellow and orange, you can see the temporary bases. This could be the potential targets if Iran at all decides to retaliate. Now, what has happened over the past few days? The US Navy, never since 2003, Gaurav, never since, 3 US aircraft carriers have been seen in this region. But not just aircraft carriers. You have submarines, you have destroyers, you have mine countermeasures. So the entire might of US Navy has now been deployed in this region. And if you mix the permanent bases, the temporary bases, and the US Navy, this is the picture that you get. The entire might, or the significant might of US military, is now in a very aggressive posture against Iran. Should Iran decide to retaliate, you know, it will likely face a lot of consequences through these destroyers, through these aircraft carriers. So tensions in Middle East, in West Asia, yes, but again, we will come back to these pictures, Gaurav. This is probably the reason why the 2 weeks deadline given by the US President was not honored. This is why the 2 weeks were changed into 2 days.